I was with my mom at her initial appointment at the IU Health Neuroscience Center. That's a day I will never forget. We initially thought we were going in there to rule out some diseases. As many ALS patients see, they usually have an extended period of time before they're actually correctly diagnosed with ALS, and that was kind of the same for Mom. So we go to this appointment thinking we're ruling out some of those diseases, only to be told shortly after getting there that she did have all the telltale signs of ALS, and they were certain that's what she had. And then, of course, along with that came, 2 to 5 years is what they expect with ALS patients. So obviously that hit hard for all of us, just to see her get that news and have to deal with it herself.
I think for me, the moment that, when we got the news, it really hit home and made it more reality to me was the doctor's appointment, where they discussed kind of what ALS is, the things that she, will not be able to do in a normal day routine. When my wife came home and told me that it's a muscle death, the muscle is dying. There's no repairing it. There's no saving it. The muscle is dying. And, you will no longer be able to maybe exercise as much as you wanted, or to do activities that Mom would do through her runs, through her kayaks, going to the lake. It was going to slowly deteriorate.
So we walk away from that, of course, just wanting to spend as much time with her as we possibly could. So I am happy to say one of the best things we've done since then, it was be able to move Mom closer to my brother and I down here, so we can spend more time with her. The grandkids can spend more time with her. And that's been amazing. She's been to almost every one of their ball games. And it's just hard, though, to see now that we have her down here with us, she's closer with us. We know we just envisioned all this time that we were going to get to spend with her, all these fun things that we were going to do. But yet the disease is still affecting her to where she can't do all those things sometimes. Sometimes she just has bad days where she doesn't feel good. She can't come. She can't do things that normally she would. Even
her coming to the baseball games or football games, to be able to park her car and walk across the lot to get to their events is a struggle. So it really put things into perspective for me. Like I said, when you realize it as a slow muscle deterioration to where you physically will not be able to do the things that you want to do and love to do. That's been the hardest thing for me to take on, but it's the reality of it. It's what it is, and we're finding ways to deal with it, and she's very strong through it. So she's very well spirited with it, and we're thankful for that. But it's been a struggle.
I struggled, with my children, how to explain to them what it is that she has, and how that's going to affect her and affect us. But like I said, I just think that the blessing of it all is that we are making sure that we are spending all these times together. We've taken trips each year as a large family, and those have been amazing. Some of the best memories we probably ever have.
I think it's important to show others and tell her story, not only for her sake, but to raise awareness and spread knowledge about the disease itself and the lack of research, the lack of funding. And
hi, I'm Anje, and I am 66 years young, and in March of 2022, I was diagnosed with Bulbar-onset ALS, also called Lou Gehrig's disease. This past year have been very difficult. I have been in denial. shock, anger, and now I'm on the path of acceptance. And what can I do to live the best life that I can?
Well, we went to a water park one time. It was pretty fun. She took us there and she was like worried about how we were jumping off the diving board and going down the slides.
Gigi always says to me is she loves me and I love her back. Maybe like these hangovers where we like sit on the table outside and like on the trampoline, play basketball. I love Gigi's hugs. I'm going to the pool.
Some things that I'm always enjoying were fire tags, kayaking with the kids, anything on the water, boating, on Chipping Lake, swimming, skiing, tubing, anything like that, riding four-wheelers, horses, and mainly playing with the grandkids.
And I feel like Mom's done a good job of trying to find all the resources that she can. She's been pretty vigilant with that and trying to get any help that she can. Meeting with her ALS support group has been great. But yeah, obviously we had no experience with this or didn't know anything about the disease until it just, hit home. And, as we've gone through this, I've found, like what you said, there's just not much even research surrounding this. So we just wanted to share her story to maybe help with some of that.
Well, this is Gary Bieber, and we just wanted to share some of the funny things we used to do, and we used to vacation a lot.
Yeah, especially down in Florida. It was a nice time down there. I think that's when the first time that we noticed that Angie had something wrong or something was going on.
Yeah, I even ended up in the hospital in Florida, and had to spend a couple days on vacation in the hospital, which wasn't ideal. And then we came home from Florida, and I went into the hospital for my first surgery. And after that, I had COVID. And from the time I had COVID, things just got progressively worse. I started noticing my speech was hoarse and a little harsh, and as an academic advisor for a college, that was difficult because I needed to speak to my students. And then after about 2 years of having trouble with the voice, and I was extremely short of breath doing any of my normal activities, I went to Cleveland Clinic and saw many doctors there for probably 5 or 6 months. And then my speech pathologist, bless her heart, she referred me to IU Medical Center, And then that is where I was diagnosed on March 1st with Bulbar-onset ALS.
I think that something that's important, that we didn't know about and we think other people should know about is the costs associated with ALS and as it progresses. Your medications monthly?
My medication, and some of the newest medication for ALS I was approved for, but very expensive, and my medicine per month can be well over $5,000 a month.
And you're pretty independent in your care right now, but as time progresses, caregivers and things for mobility and things to get you around is going to be more expensive as well.
Like the wheelchairs, eventually right now I use a walker, a cane, and a automated wheelchair, but as the disease progresses, the wheelchairs needed for ALS patients can be $40,000 or more, and then once you have that type of wheelchair, you need a
Vehicle
yeah, for that too, and who knows what is down the road as I progress through this disease.